Started. Hello.
Hi. So
How are you?
Good too.
Good.
So I was just wondering, because I'm team like Bellamy deserves way better. So I was just wondering what you were hoping to see from the next season, because I feel like every time they like make your character learn from his mistakes, they like make him redo the same things. And I really want you to be like happy and safe. So
Yeah, look, I don't know if he's going to be happy or safe. Yeah, I mean, it is the 100. You know what you're watching, right? I would like to see him work in partnership with, like, the group and with Clark. To get the dream team back together and have the Sky Crew unified and united on some fronts. But yeah, I mean, there's the huge problem of the. Has everyone seen season 3? So I'm going to talk about it. So if you haven't watched it, then I'm really sorry. You need to catch up. That's on you. Yeah. So with the impending doom at the end of season 3, everyone's going to have to try and band together, and hopefully all the nations do collectively agree on some sort of approach. But we'll just have to wait and see.
thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm a huge fan, by the way.
Well, thank you.
I was just gonna ask, like, what I liked about season 3 was the dynamics between characters that we've never seen before. Especially Indra and Bellamy had a really cool, like, common goal, which was protecting Octavia. So I was wondering, in the next season, if you have a character that you don't interact with as much that you would like to.
I was thinking about this the other day. I would really like to have some scenes with Jaha. There's a lot of things that we haven't dealt with, and I've shot it twice now, and not even said sorry. I've not even said hi to the guy, so it'd be kind of interesting to have some scenes with Isaiah. I think there was one scene in season 2 where we were in the same shot. But Bellamy was fighting, like it was during like one of their speeches or whatever, and Isaiah was doing a speech, and Bellamy was like hiding in the crowd because they were planning to escape. So yeah, I think that'd be an interesting thing to see unfold. Yeah, thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Montreal.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes.
It's really cute here. Everyone's really nice. So, yeah.
My question was, when you first started reading the script for season 3, how did you feel, or what were your first thoughts about Bellamy's character going back and forth and like flip-flopping his, moral compass from anti-grounder to pro-grounder, and where he stands on all that?
I mean, I knew it was going to be hard to perform it. So much of the story was, or so much of the show was pushed towards the story of the AI, and so Bellamy's decisions, a lot of those happened off screen, which, it's hard to make that story work. We don't get to see his perspective that much. But, I'd spoken to Jason before the season started, and he talked about Bellamy, going bad again, and it's actually something that I wanted. I quite like playing a character that does polarize the audience. They either love him or hate him, or can't decide whether they like him. I quite like that. Season 2, he was basically like the good guy. He was trying to redeem himself for all the bad stuff he'd done in season 1. So it was good to kind of be able to sit on the fence and play both sides of the coin in season 3. And the reaction that I've had from people coming up has been really great, and I like that there's a confusion as to whether you like him or not. And it was exciting for me, and I knew there was a lot of grey area, and that was a challenge, and you always want your work to challenge you, so yeah, I was pretty happy. Yeah. Even though you guys might not have been, I was quite happy.
But so you were saying that most of the time that he actually reflected on choosing a side, it was off screen. It wasn't really shown because we focused more on the AI. How would you have liked to show it, or to make the audience either, I don't know, convince them to be on your side?
I think it would have been really interesting. It would have either been really damning for Bellamy, or you could have somehow found some redemption in him if you saw him on that battlefield with those 300 people. That would have been really interesting to see, and how much he actually had to do with that. Also the fact that, Pike was fighting for... Let me try that again. Pike was fighting for sustainability, which is actually, I think, something that's really important. It's a really important thing for all of us to think about now. So that was what Pike's whole thing was, creating a sustainable place for everyone to live. And that was like, you know, what he was pushing the most. So seeing Pike's politics and how that influenced the rest of the people at Arcadia, because he did win that vote by a landslide, which meant the majority of people at Arcadia were supporting what Pike did. And you just didn't get to see that on the show. You know, all you saw was Kane's side of the story and a lot of Polars. So you were getting the Grounders side of the story, but you didn't see that. Like Bellamy wasn't privy to what Clark and Lexi were talking about. He didn't know what their plan was. You know, so that was the thing. The audience knew what their plan was, but sometimes people forget that Bellamy and Pike weren't part of that, and they hadn't communicated that to them. And you know, that's really interesting for me. So I understand why people like disliked Pike and Bellamy, but I also think that Bellamy's decision was true to who he was. He didn't trust the Grounders, and they've always betrayed him at every step, except for Lincoln and Indra. So I understand why he made those decisions.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries.
Enjoy the rest of your stay.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks a lot.
Hi.
Hello. You look great, by the way.
Thank you. I was wondering what you would like Bellamy's character development to go on season 4.
I quite like where he's at the moment. I think that he's going to have to learn to grow up a lot when it comes to Octavia. You know, my sister, my responsibility, and I think part of that responsibility of being an older sibling is letting someone else make their own mistakes. And once you finally let go and you can, you know, let someone be who they are, I think that's probably the best thing you can do and the most responsible thing, because you can't, you know, mollycoddle someone their whole life. So, you know, he did say to Octavia he doesn't want that boy. He didn't want her to, you know, take out her revenge on Pike, but he understands why she had to. So I would like to see him go down that path and, you know, repair his relationship with his sister, mostly, and also I'd like to find out more about Bellamy's father, who his father was and all that kind of stuff, and whether Octavia and Bellamy even have the same father. I think that'd be kind of an interesting story.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
So my question is about Gina.
Oh,
I was wondering, because both Raven and Bellamy, I feel they kind of were very close to Gina. I was wondering if you were hoping, or if you wondered if they would have some kind of conversation about it later on.
Yeah, I would love for them to have a conversation about it. I felt like it was such a shame that, you know, Gina turned up and then she disappeared so quickly. I mean, you know, in Bellamy's world, she had been there for 3 months, so they'd been together for quite some time. And she was the one that actually got him through all the hardness of Clark leaving, and, you know, all the reasons that Clark left, because she couldn't see all their faces and deal with the guilt. Bellamy was dealing with that as well. That it was Gina who helped him through it, and so it was such a shame that we didn't get to see that relationship really between them. But I hope that she isn't just forgotten about. You know, she was kind of a big part or a catalyst for Bellamy, you know, making that switch and siding with Pike. So yeah, I hope they touch on it again. But, you know, this show moves so fast, and, you know, the world's going to end in 6 months, and who's got time to talk about Gina anyway? You know. But yeah, no, I think that it'd be nice. Maybe off screen, but yeah, it'd be nice. I'm glad you remember Gina. Gina was real. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
So my question is, are there any other hobbies you enjoy other than acting?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of rock climbing. That's kind of I kind of do that most days and stuff like that. Other hobbies, you know, I like reading and stuff like that, but I just recently got I got a new little puppy. She's like 5 months now. So, yeah, trying to train her and teach her things, it's pretty fun. And so she's been taking up a lot of my time at the moment. I also went back to Australia. I used to do carpentry before I came to the States. So I was helping my brother-in-law do up their house. So I like doing that. But yeah, when the 100 starts shooting again in a couple of weeks, it's very much, that's all I end up doing is just working on the show. So I don't have much time outside of that. But yeah, those are things I like doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
I was just wondering, because obviously you and Bellamy don't have like the same accent, so I was wondering how long it took you to like develop his voice, I guess.
Well, I mean, sometimes, like, when I audition for different roles, like, they use different voices or whatnot for characters. Bellamy was one that, I think one of the first, in the audition process, one of the first things was him talking about, down here there are no walls, or something like that, and it was like the whatever the hell we want chant around the fire. That was like one of the audition pieces, and so I was working on that and trying to drop in and find where he sits. And he's a very stern, kind of strong guy, and he wants to appear very like strong and masculine. So I was like trying to set my shoulders down and be relaxed and confident. And then the scene where I think you first meet Bellamy, and he's like, "Oh my God, look how big you are." The night before that, a friend of mine that I hadn't seen for 8 years was in Canada shooting another pilot. And we were up pretty late and, having a few drinks and whatnot. And so that day I went to set, and my voice was quite low because I was, a wee bit tired. And so when the show got picked up and they released like a preview for it, and that clip was in the preview, and I was like, oh God, his voice is so deep. I'm gonna have to do that now. And even just the other day, I was like, I was going in for ADR to record some Bellamy stuff, and I was like at home getting ready for Bellamy, and I was like, it's like 3 years later, and I turn up to work and speak like this. I was like, okay, but yeah, it was just, part of it was choice, and part of it was being hungover.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hello.
So I had a question kind of about the season finale for season 3. We've heard a lot about a different ending, like an alternative ending online. And you don't have to confirm it or not, but I just had a question. If you had to change the ending or anything about season 3, what scene would it be, what story arc, and how would you do it?
The ending or anything about season 3? That's a lot. Let's
you can think of like a character death or a specific scene.
If I could change something, what would have been cool? I probably would have liked to have seen Ontari actually reign over the lands, because I think that all hell would have broken loose, and it would have been pretty cool to see 13 separate clans fighting it out. So yeah, not that I liked the character, she was terrible to everyone, but it would have made for a good show. Everyone would have been killing everyone. I probably wouldn't have made it through, but yeah. I think that could be interesting.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question is, towards the end of season 3, we saw Bellamy and Murphy reunite.
Yeah, right? That was a hot elevator scene, yeah?
So my question is, how do you want their relationship to develop further in season 4? Do you want them to be allies again, or resent each other, or something else?
I mean, I think it'd be great if they were allies. I love working with Richard, and he's such a talented young actor. So it's kind of more for selfish reasons. In fact, like me personally, I'm like, get away, Maureen. Get away from Murphy. He's mine. But I fear that he's going to be caught in some sort of love relationship thing whilst I'm trying to by the world. But I hope that, yeah.